But speaking of killing sprees, this is not a good segue. I would like very much to welcome to the stage a very talented individual, a very beautifully dressed individual as well. Please welcome to the stage the very funny Miss Melissa J.
Hi everybody, I'm Melissa J. Now since tonight is kind of like our holiday show and Christmas is so close upon us, tonight I want to tell the story of what happened to me in Christmas of 2012. Now it gets a little funny at the end, but it starts out a little heavy. And so before I get started, I want to quote my friend Will Craig. We used to have a bunch of conversations about how do you work in a heavy story into a set of stand-up comedy. And Will always used to say, penis. All right, that got you guys laughing. Now I'm going to start telling my story. In December of 2012, it was without a doubt the lowest point of my entire life. I was broke, I was alone, and I was drinking too much. And the reason I was drinking too much was I had just separated with my wife, who I'd been with for 10 years. And we had spent 10 Christmases together. And as the days went by in December, it started to occur to me that this was going to be my first Christmas alone. And we had just started into the divorce proceedings, and I had a bad feeling. I knew deep down that there was going to be a slow parade of bad news coming my way for a long time. To make things worse, I went out the night before on Christmas Eve and I got way too drunk. So I woke up on Christmas morning of 2012, puking painfully all over my bathroom. Now, being broken alone is hard enough at Christmas, let alone when you start the day with your head hanging in a toilet that you kind of haven't cleaned in a little while. Penis. All right, you guys hanging in there with me? So things were looking grim. I had my head hung low. So I picked up the phone and I called up my good buddy Don Ashby. Let's have a round of applause for Don. He's not here, but he's one of the local comics. So I called up Don Ashby and we decided we would go to Safeway and we would get ingredients for ham sandwiches. Earlier in the month, I talked about throwing a dinner party, getting a baked ham and some mashed potatoes, but when you're broke, you're not throwing any dinner parties. So it was ham sandwiches for two clowns. Except the Safeway was closed when we got there. So there I was standing there, and I just said, screw it. There's a Chinese restaurant, I got a credit card. Let's just put Christmas on credit and we'll worry about it later. That's the American way. So Don and I sat down to dinner. Christmas of 2012, we sat down to a meal of low-grade, MSG-laden Chinese food. And as I was sitting there, I couldn't stop thinking about all the other Christmases I had spent with my wife. That's what you do on Christmas. You think about what you did on previous Christmases. And I tried eating dinner and I couldn't stop thinking about how good things were. I thought about the Christmas after we had gotten engaged, thought about the Christmas after we had gotten married. And I was feeling really sad. And I think Don could sense this because he grabbed an egg roll off of my plate and started performing fellatio on it. And let me tell you people, all of a sudden, there was joy in the world. It was like a Christmas miracle. It was like Santa himself had come to our table and brought us the gift of laughter. I was so beside myself, I started performing cunnilingus on an imperial wonton. Now, those of you who don't know what an imperial wonton is, it's that folded little doughy thing full of cream cheese, the perfect appetizer for cunnilingus. But the lesson I learned sitting at that table on Christmas of 2012 is that the world can be a bully sometimes. The world can be a big bully. Life gets rough, but comedy and laughter are like a baseball bat. that we have to defend ourselves against any problems that we have in our lives. And let's just say, people, the bigger the problem, the bigger the bat. The holidays can be a rough time for those of us who are alone. It sucks not having things. And it sucks watching people have those things, I know. But that's why we're here every week. And I'm not trying to say that my little amateur comedy review is going to solve anyone's problems. Not at all. What I came down here tonight to say to you guys is that when things get rough, you got to carry your own bat in your own lives and take care of your own problems. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to perform cunnilingus on an imperial wonton, you do what you got to do to take care of business. Now, I love you guys very much. I want everyone to keep their heads on straight this week, all right? And if everybody will line up, now I'm going to blow the whole crowd. Even the women, especially the women. Hey, I hadn't said anything funny in a little while. This was getting kind of heavy. But before I get out of here, happy holidays to all of you. Thank you so much to everybody. This was a great year for Chico Comedy. I want to thank all the old comics for sticking around. I want to thank the new comics for showing up. And most importantly, I want to thank the fans, the people who've just been showing up to see us. We love you guys. Without y'all, this is just a big AA meeting. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in 2015. I'm Melissa J. Penis.
Thank you. Please give it up for Melissa J. Bringing a touch of realism and heart to the night. That was beautiful. Thank you. I agree with everything that Melissa J. just said, especially the word penis. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for sticking around. Thank you for being supportive of local arts and local comedy. We couldn't do this stuff without you guys, and we appreciate you all being here. So give yourself a round of applause, please. Please. Not that much. You're going to make the comedians jealous. A little applause, just a little. And then cut it short like you're not that interested. And then when we come up here, just blow up with the applause. Pretend it's for you if you want. It'll make us feel good.